What's going on YouTube? DarkWorldMOFO here with my round 3 YugiohTube Lord of the Tachyon Galaxy box tournament. So I literally just played this match and I decided that I want to record it and show you guys. It was an amazing match and so I'm going to commentate on over it. So obviously I'm playing Evilswarms. I love the deck right now. I think it has a phenomenal matchup against almost every single deck. And I know this is a tournament, so people are usually going to be playing pretty good decks. So I chose Evilswarms just to make sure I have a good matchup against Prophecies and Dragons, etc., etc. So as you can see, I open up pretty good with Rabbit Play, a lot of Evilswarms, which I was a little bit nervous about, but I did get the Trap card just so I can have a Kyrgion play coming up. And I'm playing a friend of mine, Gamer King. He's actually a subscriber of mine, and he told me a little bit earlier in the tournament that he doesn't want to play me. And I said, well, if it comes down to it, man, we got to play. And so we actually did end up playing. He ended up winning his last match, and so here we are playing each other. So as you guys can see on his end phase, I do a Kyrgion play because I want to kind of push for a lot of damage. I can see that I have I have an Infestation. Castor Kyrgion play is always really good. So when I summon, he goes Imperial Iron Wall, and I'm like, okay, what is he playing now? I'm a little bit nervous. That's not a good card to see, especially against Evilswarms. But luckily it doesn't hurt Evilswarms too much besides the Kyrgion and Thunderbird play and Rabbit play, I guess. But I just decided to go Castor and summon Heliotrope, and I figure out that he's playing Mecha Phantom Beasts. And I'm like, okay, I've actually played against this deck in a tournament before, so I know what some of the cards do. So I know to pretty much just destroy the tokens before any of their regular monsters, just because all their monsters can't be destroyed by card effects or by battle when they have tokens on the field. So you got to concentrate on getting rid of the tokens first. So I see that he starts off a little bit slow. He summons that guy. That guy's one of their good cards. But I decided to Veiler, even though he can't get over any of my Ophions with I think that's Hamstrat. With Hamstrat's effect, I just decided to Veiler just to be safe. I mean, there's not too many things you can Veiler in Mecha Phantom Beasts, but I do like to keep it in against some of their big plays. So then here I'm thinking if I should just attack for a ton of damage and try to go game, or if I should upstart. But I decided to attack, and so I attack with the Ophion with materials first, and I realized that I shouldn't have done that. I don't know why I did it, because he goes limiter, and I'm like, I guess that's fine. I'll be able to make another Ophion, which I wasn't too worried about, but I still thought it was kind of stupid for me to attack with the Ophion with materials. But anyway, I did that, and I lost some life points. I don't really have anything. I have a Dress set, and I think I have Infestation set. So I mean, I have cards to protect my guys, but nothing too special. So anyway, I take the damage. I decide to go another Ophion just to protect and not let him summon big guys, and I upstart, and I end my turn. And then at the end phase, his guy's destroyed from limiter, obviously. So he's down an advantage. The Imperial Iron Wall is not really doing anything for him. He's staring down 2 Ophions right now, which is never fun for anybody. Even in the mirror match, it's not fun. So he summons another, I think that's Hamstrat, and I said that's fine. And he just passes turn. So I draw. I'm still in a good situation. I know I gotta attack the token first. And I'm like, alright, sweet, I drew into the Reborn. So I'm gonna summon the Thunderbird. And I was thinking about Reborning, but I decided against it. I decided just to go in the battle phase. I don't ever want to overextend. I know he couldn't really have too many things, but it was still the safer play. And he goes Aerial, I don't know, but it summons a token once per turn. And so I was just like, okay, I'll attack the token and then finally attack over his guy. And then at the end phase, that trap card has to be destroyed. So now he's only down to like really 3 cards, I guess you could say. He summons the T-King, attempts to attack into my Thunderbird, and I'm obviously going to damage step, dress it, just so he has no monsters left on the field. And so he takes that damage, and he's really low, and I Reborn, and I enter battle. I activate the Infestation just so he can't do any shenanigans, and he admits defeat. So here I'm a little bit skeptical as to what I want to side in. At first I was thinking, oh yeah, Electrifiers, they're all machines. But then I thought about it, and he really doesn't maintain too much field presence, especially if I have a good field, and I didn't really want to have any dead cards. But for game 2, I decided to side in MSTs and Electric Viruses, not really knowing what I was thinking, just because I'm not familiar with this deck at all. So I side in 3 of those MSTs, and I side out a Thunderbird, Upstarts, 1 Compulse, a Safe Zone, and XYZ Reborn. Just some kind of like 1-for-1 cards just to see what it does. And so now we're going into game 2, and I kind of start off kind of poorly. It's not a bad hand. I really need another Evilswarm to make it good. And so I do draw into the Kyrkion, so I was happy about that. I was able to make an Ophion play. So I meant to special that Mandragora, obviously. I don't know why. I would just simply normal summon it. And then I go Kyrkion, and he attempts to book a moon. I'm like, nah, got a Pandemic, boy. So I Pandemic it, go into my Ophion, and I'm pretty sure, I think I searched the spell card. I was thinking about searching the trap card just in case I drew into something. But I decided to draw the Infestation just in case I didn't want to Eradicate it early on, in case I wanted to kind of save it. And I attack into a Dandelion, which I thought was kind of weird, but it's a cool tech. I mean, it puts 2 tokens on the field for him, which is nice. And so I set, do I set the dress? I do set the dress, and I pass. So I'm a little bit worried. I mean, Ophion's my only card, and if I'm forced to, like, Eradicate her, that kind of sucks. And then he's playing all these 1-for-1 cards, like Mind Control, and I was thinking, I was like, should I Eradicate her, or should I just Pandemic? And I decided to just Pandemic, so to keep my Ophion alive, and so he can't make a big play. I know he couldn't have really done much with it, but I didn't know what he was playing or siding, and I didn't know what he could do if he mind controlled it. I'm pretty sure he baited me out, and that's what he wanted me to do. I think he wanted me to use his Pandemic, so props to you for making me do that. And then so I attack a token with the Ophion, and then I attack and do one of the defense guys, who just can't be destroyed while he has tokens, and he tributes one off to do something. I'm not sure what it is, but so obviously he has the advantage. He has 5 cards to my 5 cards, but he has a ton of tokens. And he summons Aerial Nighthawk or something like that. He's the one who lets you search when you tribute one off. I was like, yeah, sure, that's fine. I didn't really care about that. And so he tributes it off and he gets another Hamstrat, I think. I'm really not sure about these guys' names. I think that's a Hamstrat though. He's like one of the best ones. So I don't remember what he does. Oh, he Dark Holes. And he mind controlled last turn, and I was out of Pandemics, so I'm like, fuck, I'm gonna have to chain my Eradicator, and I decided to call Traps, because I thought it was a smarter play. I thought that if I drew into a monster, I'd be alright, and I'd be able to start attacking over things and not have to worry about traps, but so he gets to keep his monsters, and all I hit is nothing. I don't hit anything, which kind of sucks, and all my cards are gone besides his 2 cards, so he has a ton of advantage over me right now, which is not fun at all. So then he overlays into a Maestroke, which is a good play because he knows that I really can't do much. Even if I go into an Ophion, he'll still be able to run it over. So I draw into a Cadastor, and I just end my turn. There's really nothing I can do. I don't want to set that. I'm still high in life points. And he just keeps attacking me. I'm like, sure, I'll take it. Draw into an MST, what the fuck. Pass my turn. And he reveals the Hamstrat, or whatever, yeah, Hamstrat. Or I don't know what card that, yeah, I think so. But it's the last card for EEV, so I'm like, okay, take it. Finally drawn to a Thunderbird, but there's really not much I can do. I mean, I have the Dress Set, MST, and Eradicator. Those traps don't really do anything for me. The Maestroke's hard to get over. I was thinking about just going my own Maestroke right here, but I just decided to go and do an Ophion instead. I was thinking about the Maestroke play just to sit on him for a few turns and kind of see what I can do. This is where I'm pondering my decisions, because I really don't know what to do. He has a ton of advantage over me, and my trap cards blatantly suck. So I was like, you know what, I'll just go and do an Ophion, get my trap card, hope to draw into like a Kyrkion, and get more plays going coming up. So I decided to I attacked the token, because I was thinking he could book him, he could Maestroke me. I would dress his Maestroke in the damage step to save me, but then he could use his Hamstrat's effect to run it over. But I forgot that or I don't know if he had the other Hamstrat, but I know he drew into one, or he had another one, so it was kind of pointless. Then he goes into Mecha Phantom Beast. I'm like, what the fuck? And I forgot that they gain levels, depending on how many tokens they have. And since the tokens are level 3, it makes both his Hamstrats level 7. So I'm like, oh shit, this sucks. It's not looking too good for DarkWorldMOFO here, and his Evilswarms. So I'm kind of just thinking right now. He tries to blow my guy up, and I dress myself, put a dress on my Ophion to protect me. And he's like, okay. Then he activates that effect, gets the tokens. And then he attempts to book a moon by my guy, but he can't because I dressed him and he kind of spaced out on that, which I don't mind at all. It was fine on his part. That he did that. He forgot. People forget shit. Who cares? And I don't think he knew much. He just passed his turn. I drew into an MST, and I reside game 2. There's nothing I can do really. And I figured out that the electric viruses aren't going to do shit. And the MSCs aren't doing too many things well either. He doesn't side too many traps. I know he had the Imperial Iron Wall game 1, but I didn't see it game 2 at all. I don't really know what he sides in against me. I don't know if he sides Rivalry or anything like that. I don't know why he wouldn't, but game 1 and 2, or game 2 at least, I didn't really see too many problem cards that I should be afraid of. So I sided in a few cards just to be safe, and I kind of kept in some older cards. I kept in the Maxis because they're good against the tokens. They can be. Kept in the Valors because that can be a good card, and I kept in one E-Virus just in case. And so I open up this hand. I'm like, it's a mediocre hand. The Warning is always nice, and the Thunderbird's nice, and the Maxi's nice, obviously. So I decided to set the Warning in the Eradicator. I didn't want to set the XYZ Reborn in case he had Heavy Storm. So I decided just to do that, and I summoned the Heliotrope, and he Maxed, so I'm like, alright, cool, he doesn't have Warning or Judgment because he wouldn't have Maxed. So I get my guy off, and now I know my Eradicator's live, and my XYZ Reborn will be live. And I still have a Warning, but I decided to grab the spell just in case I don't have to use my Eradicator yet. So he activates that thing, and I drop Maxi because I thought what monster he had set was a monster that when it's flipped, it special summons another token so I could get it a +1 on him. But when I attack it again to try to get the plus, it turned out to be another one. I think it's called Nighthawk. It's one that pops a spell or trap card on the field when you tribute off a token. So I was like, fuck, I read that card wrong, but you really can't blame me. I've never played this deck too much, and I don't really know what else they play besides the one that special summons a token. But anyway, I get the 1-for-1 on that, and I set 5. I'm like, fuck it, I'm going to set my cards and just do what I do. And so I was a little bit confused here about the trap card, but I realized that he did tribute it, and then he used its effect again to get another one. I was like, okay. And then he summons another Nighthawk. I'm almost positive that's what it's called. He summons another Nighthawk, and I'm like, okay. I thought he was going to go into a levels 3 Exceed, but I completely forgot that they all gain levels according to the tokens. And so I kind of LOL'd into what he goes into. He goes into a big ass Photon Strike Bouncer. I'm like, oh shit. So I was like, should I compulse it or Warning it? I decided to Warning it just in case, because his only out would be Judgment. And if I compulse it, I didn't want him to have a Lance or anything and like have it live a turn. So I Warninged it, and that really hurt him a lot because now he doesn't have a summon and he doesn't have too many things to do. And I draw into another Mandragora. I'm like, yes, more Evilswarms. I just want to put as much pressure as I can on this guy. So I'm thinking about my back rows, if I should do anything trap-wise or anything. I decided not to. I decided to grab the Mandragora and attack and just put damage. And so he decides to use the trap effect to get the token. I'll attack the token, and then the trap will die at the end phase, which is fine with me. It's just a minus for him. I was like, okay, sure, I'm in a really good situation right now with my trap cards are looking good. I have field presence, the Ophion's sticking on the field, and he summons a Cyber Valley? Yeah, Cyber Valley. And I'm like, you know what, fuck it. I'm going to go for game next turn. So end phase, I compulse that thing just to put it back in his hand. I know I have the Infestation, so I'm like, alright, I'm going to grab another one. So I grab another one, and so I have that in my hand. I'm thinking for a while, because I didn't really know what I wanted to do. I was a little bit skeptical because I didn't know what his back rows were. He didn't really show them off yet, but I didn't think they were too much of a threat. But it is game 3, and if I misplay, it can cost me the game. So I really wanted to watch out for that. So before this video ends, guys, make sure to give this video a thumbs up. I really hope you enjoyed it. So anyway, I go attack, take 25, Eradicator, destroy his back row just to make sure it's nothing bad. It's nothing bad at all. Then I XYZ Reborn, bring back Ophion. And then attack, and push for game. It was pretty awesome how I did that, I thought. But he admitted defeat, and it was an awesome game. Thank you.